Alright guys, jumping right back into League for Return Sphere and Ether. We are going against the Guado Glories, Rants of Fangs taking on the Albed Sykes, and Luka Goers taking on the Kilika Beasts. We really want to take on the Kilika Beasts, but we have not had any luck so far. I guess hopefully in the future. We'll see. Look at how many techniques we know though. Oh, I forgot we're not using techniques for Forge yet. We just got him Nap Pass 3, but we are not going to use it quite yet. We're going to give him, I don't know, all the techniques he can't really use, I guess. Alright, so Map starting with the ball. Map is... See, here's the thing. I feel torn and conflicted. So I recorded this series a while ago, which is called the Dark Matter Grind. And essentially what I did in it was I played a lot of random Blitzball games with no commentary, and I grinded for Dark Matter on the PS3 for another series I was doing. And then in that series, for the Dark Matter Grind series particularly, I played Mep, and I previously just thrashed him. I was like, alright, Mep is worthless, Mep is terrible, Mep is literally an embarrassment to the game of Blitzball, but I find more and more that he's not great, but you can make him work. I made him a forward on my team, actually, just because I wanted to do that. And I was trying to do unique teams, so I think I had something weird. I like Shammy, Tats, and Mep, and like that's two midfielders, so someone had to be a forward. And then I had like moved like Mep and Tats between each other a few times. It was an odd scenario, but I find that he's not useless, but he's also not great. Like the AI definitely can't make use of him very well. Just because his endurance is so low, whenever they take a tackle, it's never good. And they just immediately lose the ball. Like this is a good example. Like he's got pretty good shoot, but that was never gonna make it. That attempt they did was never gonna be successful. That Christmas was never gonna come. There was never gonna be a good time. It was always destined to be poor. I don't know. That might be a little bit apocalyptic. But I don't know, it's how I feel. Like it feels like the AI really just doesn't utilize that tool to the best of its capabilities. And no, I didn't mean to call Mep a tool there, but he's a resource. Is that better? You're not calling someone a tool, you're calling them a resource? I don't know. I don't think Mep has much feelings though, so there's that. But yeah, we're going to push Iskin here, go for the shot. We already got one goal. We're going for a second. And due to our amazing Napshot 3, new to the team, even if we miss, it's looking grim for Zamzi. It's looking bad. Bad times, bad feelings. It's not looking great. So Mep is going to do the Wither Pass 3. That's good. And there it is. Vorja learns it. New technique. We're killing it, guys. We're getting new techniques. We're winning games. We're getting experience. We're just here. We're here and having a good time. We're hoping Zazzy shoots it. He does. I don't even care if he makes it. I really just need his route to look at the ball and just get experience. Alright, cool. It really is a challenge, leveling up goalies. I don't know. Keeping them in the goal and leveling them up. It just seems like an impossibility. It just seems like a situation where you're like, man, this is not gonna work. All right. Well, we're gonna pass to Iskin. Let's just go for it. We have the benefit now where even if we miss, it's still awful for them if they get slapped. Zamzi eyeing down the ball, but he can't stop it. We are going to go up 3-1. I mean, not too bad of a start, honestly. Mep with the ball. So he's going for the pass again. We don't have it tech copied twice, though, so we don't really get any value off that. Honestly, all in all, it's not terrible. It's not a terrible time. It's fine. Zazzy going for the pass to Eager. I don't necessarily like this, but I don't hate it either. Like, this is a play I would do, but I don't think the AI would make good use of it going to Eager, I guess is what I'm saying. Yeah, a little bit of experience for them and us. A technique for Vorija. Obviously, we are not equipping techniques to Vorija at this moment, so he is just going to hang out there. And then let's see what we can actually tech copy. Oh my gosh, I want to go for this, but she's got 4 tackles, and I don't think I have the patience to let her just tackle for 74 years, so why wait for her to use the drain? Oh my gosh, Rope's the same way. Why do they have so many tackles? This is actually pretty good for a goalie. Like, the AI normally messes this up pretty royally, but Gamble, anti-nap, regen, I mean, that's not terrible. It also is, like, pretty useless, but it's, like, not when they put, like, invisible shot on their goalie useless. That is the one thing that actually bugs me about this game. It feels like they should have had some sort of thing where, like, I don't know how it was coded. I'm not too familiar with, like, I don't know, like, game design. I've done, like, college courses, but that doesn't really count, I feel. But I feel like there should have been something like, I don't know, just some sort of if statement, like, if goalie, do not equip, and then it lists every single technique that a goalie cannot use, you know? And I know it seems like repetitive because people are probably like, well, every single goalie has anti whatever, like, and I mean, sure, but also that makes sense. I don't know. I guess what I'm getting at is it feels like the AI severely cripples their goalies more often than not. They're just giving them, like, pointless techniques. And maybe there is something, like, already implemented like that, and I'm just not aware. Because here's my second theory. I'm wondering if they have just some sort of, like, a percentage bias towards the goalie using, like, super goalie and stuff. But they also have a percentage that doesn't occur, just to give people a break. So it's kind of like, we could just have them use super goalie for 12 years, but also, like, why don't we just throw in the odds that they equip Nat Pass 2 or something, like, just something really wonky. It's tough without, like, actually hearing from the developers or seeing, like, the actual code that is, like, you know, for the game. Something actually interesting I did want to talk about. This is actually kind of old news now, but there's a group that curates, I think, older releases of games, and one of the older releases they found was Final Fantasy X. So I don't think I'm gonna record it because I don't know. Is that, like, allowed? I don't know. That's weird. Like, it's a free release of Final Fantasy X, the game, at 80% of its completion. So the game was 80% complete when they released this version. I believe that's how I understood it. I was reading an article about it, and then I was kind of looking through the games because I was like, oh, they do have a lot of games. But yeah, it's interesting. Apparently, like, there's a site you can, like, download games that, like, I guess I don't know if it'd be alpha or beta or what you'd call that, but just interesting stuff like that. I do want to play it. I'm wondering kind of what's a part of it, and I don't know, not to be like a Debbie Downer, but if it's just like the game minus a bunch of stuff, that's not, like, as cool. But if it's the game, like, with stuff that wasn't in the release version that they cut later, that's really, really cool. Like, it's really cool stuff when it's like, oh, like, this is new. Like, this is definitely, like, not in the final release because they thought it was dumb, you know, or really broken. And can you imagine if we played that and then there was a new Blitzball player? I don't think that would be a possibility. Like, I mean, it's a possibility, of course, but I don't think it's likely. But can you imagine? Can you imagine the nuttiness that would be? Or even if stats change, and that would be really tedious to figure out probably. Well, actually, it wouldn't be that bad now I think about it, because you could probably still use a save editor on the saves, or you do some sort of editing of the game, so you could just like manually put players at each level and see if stats changed. I don't know. Blitzball kind of seems like I don't know. I don't know how much balancing went into it, I guess is what I'm gonna say. It seems like a pretty well polished product with a lot of things that should change. But I think the core of the focus is around level like, well, every single level before 25. I think 25 might be where it gets a little bit rougher. And by that I mean it feels like the game gets a little bit easier because you're just crushing the AI and they don't know what to do. Which is understandable, you know. I don't know. I'm kind of the mind, like, it's a mini game, and I understand their position. It wouldn't make, like, it would be worse if the game only got good at, like, level 80. The reasoning being, everyone, like, there's a lot of people that wouldn't be able to experience it, because there's a lot of people that don't like Blitzball, so it's, you know, it's a challenging thing to balance. I do really, really like the story game. I think the best game you'll ever play is early Albed Sykes or story game against the Luke Goers. I like early Albed Sykes because every single shot it really is a challenge. It's you know, it's difficult for sure. So, you know, that difficulty is nice. Yeah, we got a little bit of experience for them, a little bit for us. And Napshot 2 for Iskin. Nice. So we see Blappa's contract expire with the Fangs. He's staying for 20 games. Yumaguato's contract expires. Roddy now at the Ronso Fangs. We win 5-2. Ronso Fangs win 5-4. And Beast take it 4-0. And they do have Waka and Dada. That was my bad. They do not have Titas. But yeah, anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys next time.